I want to get right into this because really fired up for this topic today is email nurture. It's one of my 5 essential tools every solopreneur and business needs in order to grow and nurture. And this is going to get down and dirty. I'm getting to the trenches. I got my whiteboard up here. So let's get ready and jump in. Okay, so why do you want to have an email nurture campaign? It's because you've got to stay in front of your prospects. So when you're making noise and you're growing a business, maybe you're a business coach, you have a law firm, a tax professional, a bigger business, whatever the case is, and you're growing and you're obviously wanting to meet prospects. They come into your funnel, top of the funnel awareness, and you have a conversation with them. So 90% plus of the people that come into your ecosystem touch point, you're talking to them, you're not going to convert them right away. They're going to become long-term leads. And this is true for the best sales and marketing people on the planet. It just is the way it is. And so you have to have a way to stay in front of your prospects after that initial conversation. You can't have a conversation one day and then, you know, 3 weeks later, 3 months later, talk to them and expect them to remember the conversation. They might not even remember you. And so email is a fantastic way, when it's done right, to stay in front of your prospect. And I'm going to walk through how to do it right, and the components that go into it. So nurture. This is what I mean by nurturing with email. Okay, so as we go through here, uh, how to collect emails. Okay, so you've got to build a process into the growth of your business and your operations of a process to actually collect the emails. So you got to get them. And here are some key ways to gather emails along the way. Lead generation campaigns, another one of my 5 essential tools. We all have to sell, so you have to have some form of lead generation going on. What are you doing for lead generation? But let's assume you got it going on. So as you're reaching out to people, let's say you have campaigns going on LinkedIn and you're reaching out. You're doing it professionally in the right way. Well, there just is a lot of public emails people are putting on LinkedIn. They're public, they're out there, and they're okay with interacting that way. So you want to make sure through your lead generation campaigns that you're gathering emails and however you're running your campaigns. And automation is a tool that many of us use today to reach out to people and to interact and engage. And so there are ways to build in the collection of email through automated lead generation campaigns. And if you're scaling and you're targeting your niche and you're scaling, then you really want to make sure this is nailed down. But lead generation campaign. So think about how you are reaching out to people and where along the way can you gather emails from your lead generation efforts. Uh, Calendar bookings. This is an overlooked one. And so, I use Calendly, love Calendly, and there's so many things you can do with it. People, I see a lot of people that don't have an online calendar link. Got to have it. Got to make it as easy as possible for people to get on your calendar. You can't put up any resistance at all. Calendly is great because you can really customize calendar links in Calendly to do some great things, like when somebody books, it can then direct them to a video, a short video, thanking them for the booking or telling them about something that is related to your meeting. So it can divert to a video or a thank you page or a landing page as an example of what you can do with Calendly. But what you can also do with Calendly is every time somebody is booking, obviously you're asking for the email for the calendar booking. So, you're out there making noise, doing your thing. People are booking with you and it's Calendly. name, email. I require cell phone in a lot of cases too, because then I put that cell phone into a texting app I use, and permission based and so forth. But with the uh, with the email, you have your calendar. Grab that email from the calendar link, and you can automate that process also to get that grab that email from the calendar booking. So you don't want to overlook calendar bookings there. Landing pages. Landing pages are great. Different from a website. Landing pages are more static, and you can have a ton of these, and they're more focused with a call to action to get people to do something. But certainly, if you're using landing pages in the build out of your business and in the communication with clients and prospects, then you want to collect email from your landing pages. And I use ClickFunnels to build landing pages. Love that platform. An expert on ClickFunnels. My whole team is. And for instance, you can integrate Constant Contact with ClickFunnels. So somebody fills out a form on ClickFunnels or downloads a PDF or whatever they're doing on ClickFunnels, your landing page, then you're grabbing the email and it's automatically added to a list in your distribution platform, Constant Contact. So landing pages, first of all, have them. They're great. Collect emails anytime somebody's on there and you have a call to action. Website, this is probably just an obvious one, but maybe not. On your website, website can be either just a online brochure that's static, which is okay, but and most are that way, especially for smaller solopreneurs and smaller businesses who aren't spending a ton of money and SEO and everything to make their websites this big robust thing. Uh, it's more of a kind of a brochure. Uh, but even in that scenario, you want to have forms on your website they fill out to book a call with you. Maybe there's a download something on your website, but whatever it is, you have a form to collect the email address from the website. And so, as an example, one of the businesses I'm building out, we've got a form on there. I use BombBomb, which is a third-party app to create some forms, but I have that embedded in the website for a complimentary, assessment. They fill out the form on the website, and it's front and center right there. First page they go to, they see it, and they're visiting the website because they're interested in what we're doing. They're there for a reason, but they fill that form out. Form captures the email. Email goes into the distribution platform. Boom, nurturing. So you see how the website works. And then events. So virtual events, another one of my 5 essential tools we all got to have is doing virtual events. Everybody's online today. So much opportunity with LinkedIn to do, things like this, LinkedIn Lives and LinkedIn events. But whatever events you're doing, you want to collect the emails of those folks. So let me give you an example. So just today with one of the businesses, we put on a workshop for a CEO forum, and it was great. We had like 20 people show up and just really, really good. Spoke for an hour, and on there, we were going into a topic that was very hot for these CEOs, and we knew there was going to be some follow-up questions. So we offer a complimentary, assessment for anybody that's on our event. So in that event, I had a calendar link embedded in that event. Was putting it in the chat feature, announcing it, and people could just click on the link to book a call for a complimentary assessment. Guess what I got when they did that? Their email address. And so now we're able to nurture those people. They're coming in for the assessment. They just got made aware of us today. Now they're interested. They're coming in. We're going to have some discussion. It's going to be a Zoom. Always have a Zoom instead of a phone call if you can. And you get the point here. So what that means is I put Constant Contact here because as you're collecting all of these emails, you got to have a distribution platform. I love Constant Contact, been on it for years. And so that's where you're putting the emails, and you're going to be using Constant Contact, or, if you have another platform, MailChimp's another one, but I just really love Constant Contact for a lot of reasons. Their customer service is great, which is important, and it's reputable and all that. So now you've done that. Now what are you going to do? So what you're going to do with your nurture email campaigns is it's going to be valuable content. These are not sales emails that go out. So this is you continuing to deliver high value content. Remember, you know your audience, you talk to these people. In a lot of cases, you got their email, they came into your touch point ecosystem, and now you're nurturing them. How do you nurture somebody? Where you continue to add value and give before you take. It's just has always been my mantra is if you give value, good things happen, and it just is the way it is. And so your content, think about what your audience cares about. If they're CEOs, high level executives, dentists, whoever you're serving, what do they care about? And how can you help them with giving them information? And that's the email is value, value, value. Uh, Now you're building in some calls to action I'll talk about here in a minute. So there's ways to, engage with people via email, but you get the point here. It's a great way to reach a broad audience. You're collecting, you're providing value. So the content's got to be good. You've got to do it often. So you can't send an email out quarterly, forget about it. No one's going to remember you. Even, once a month is, I say at the very least, once a month is when you have this high touch point email going out. I prefer weekly, but even if you do, which is, frequent, certainly I don't do it daily, but weekly is what I do for my blogs. I've got a blog that goes out to 120,000 people. Really have built that up over the years, and I can tell you the value of engaging with my audience has been phenomenal. But part of the success has been I do it frequently, and so you've got to just get people into a pattern of expecting it. And if you're providing value, it's not going to be spammy because of the content. So often, consistency helps. And we all know this is true in all parts of life. If you're playing a sport, you got to be consistent with practice to be good. If you want to lose weight, you got to be consistent with exercise and diet. So the little things lead to big outcomes, and it's true for email too. The little thing of being consistent leads to bigger outcomes of more engagement and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so now video. I mentioned video on here because video is king. People want to watch a short video as opposed to reading a lengthy blog all the time. So it's video, video, video. And, another one of my 5 essential tools, video content. It's no longer a choice today. Clients and prospects are demanding it. All the stats are there. You just can't argue. The stats are there. It's video. If you're not using video to grow and nurture, then you're not even in the game. And so video, you got to figure out a way to incorporate video. You don't have to be a Hollywood star, but you got to use video. And all the platforms are pushing it. But just remember what I just said. Prospects and clients want to watch a video. So you got to give them what they want. But your email is a vlog. So you're incorporating the video content that you're recording into the email where you're talking about high value topics. Do it through video. So video is key. Now the email itself, let's get into this. So this is the construct of the email, and you want to have a catchy subject line. I think we all know this. We all get tons of emails, and so what are the ones you open? Subject lines do matter. There's a science behind it. So you've got to focus on the subject lines. What works, what doesn't work, and because your battle within the war of sending out an email, the first battle is getting somebody to open it. So catchy subject line. Then you always want to have a welcome email. The first time somebody gets, onto your blog, your vlog, you want to have a welcome email as opposed to just going right into it. So the first thing they get is hey, thanks for being here. So it's thanking them, telling them who you are, and then describing the awesome value they're going to get by getting your blog. So welcome email is important. It just helps uh, lower the chances someone's going to unsubscribe because you're talking to them. You want to make your emails personal and conversational. So by this I mean people want to do business and want to interact with other people, not a logo or corporate company. And so, those corporate emails, newsletters, they have a place. I'm not talking about that. This is when you're really wanting to have a connection with an individual. So you're a business coach. You're, as I mentioned before, you're a coach. You're a solopreneur. You're a business. You're a founder. Whatever the case is, but you want to have that personal connection. So you want it to come from you, personal email, and really, you know, um, be as much of your human side as you can in these emails, which relates to the conversational, is talk to people. Again, your audience, you know what you're sending out. So in this email is make it conversational as opposed to just a business thing where it's boom 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 and it's just dry and people don't relate to it. So personal and conversational, a lot of white open space, email. So instead of just junk thrown in it everywhere, have open space, make it pleasing to the eye. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it matters. And I recently got an email where the person was really professional, had a great practice. The email was just stunk to high heaven because they just crammed it full of stuff. I looked at it, got a headache just looking at it. There's stuff everywhere. Do this, do this, do that, click here, go here. It was just too busy. I couldn't figure out where to look, you know, and so make it yours, a lot of spacing, conversational, easy to look at, easy to read. It's going to make a difference for people engaging with you. Now, you can have a call to action. So you can have, call to action is, okay, what are you offering in this email? You're talking about all these great things. You want to have a way for people to take action right there because the timing's right for them or whatever the case is, they're ready to go. So maybe you have a complimentary assessment or, hey, book a call or, even attend an event. If that's something you're doing. Have that call to action in there where they can just click on it and boom, go. So you always have an outlet for somebody, wherever, again, you're showing up and making noise, email, content on social, wherever it is, have an outlet. Easy. Boom, click here, and it takes them here. Um, and so that's what a call to action is, and tailored for what you're doing, of course. And so I'll say that the takeaway here is got to nurture. 90% of the people coming in are going to be long-term leads. You're going to be building up a pipeline, which is great, but you've got to stay front and center and keep these people warm. And so now what I also want to tell you is wherever you're watching this, because this is streamed to YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, I don't know where it's all going to show up, but look around here, either up or down, depending on where you're watching it. And there's going to be a link there to the 5 essential tools that I mentioned earlier. Every business has got to have. Email nurture is one of them. Check that out because I go into a ton of detail on what those 5 tools are. And for me, every business I'm building out and have built out over the years, these are the 5 tools I use. I just am passionate about these tools, telling people if you don't have them, your build is going to be clunky. Bubblegum and toothpicks. Get them in place. Not hard, but they got to be connected. They got to work together. So check that out. Click on that link. Go in there, and I'll show you what that's all about. And really appreciate you being here. We'll see you next time.